You're listening to the Topcast, the original podcast for growth-minded instrumental music and voice teachers since 2015, with your host, Tim Topham. Our mission at Top Music is to empower instrumental music and voice teachers to find and nurture their innate creativity so that they can teach lessons that are innovative, integrated, and inspiring, and that will have a positive lifelong impact on their students. Join us each week as we interview teachers and creators from around the world and unpack fun and exciting ideas to maximize your teaching and studio business success. Welcome back to the Topcast, teachers. It's great to be spending some more time with you today. It's Tim Topham here. I'm your host of the Topcast, and this is the show where we discuss both the pedagogy and business side of running a super successful instrumental or voice teaching studio in today's hyper-busy, distraction-prone, tech-focused world. Whether you're just starting out or you have been teaching for ages, this is the place where we will support you as best we can for everything that it means to be a great music teacher. Today, I'm very excited to be talking about becoming TopMusic Certified. Now, last week, if you listened to the episode, you heard all about our new Studio Plus tier, which is launching this month. And if you haven't listened to that yet, please do go back and have a bit of a listen because it will put today's episode in a little bit more context. Now, you may have already heard about TopMusic Certification after we piloted the highly commended program in 2023. And if you follow our social media or are in our free Facebook group, side note, you should join it if you haven't, then you've no doubt seen the posts about teachers completing their portfolios and showing off their brand new certificates. So this year, we've been thinking about ways to make the certification more accessible to teachers. And the great news is that as of this month, October 2024, TopMusic Certification is now available as a self-paced, self-guided program inside our brand new TopMusicPro Studio Plus membership, which is what last week's episode was all about. When I look back on the start of my piano teaching journey, I really floundered. I was like that fish on the dock, like flopping around, trying to work out what on earth I was doing. I taught the way I was taught, including using the original music and method books of my teacher. I tried everything that I saw other people doing. I always questioned whether I was doing things the right way. And I never really knew whether the way I taught technique in particular was right. Was I going to be doing damage to people? Like, how do I do it? Everyone seems to do it differently. Everyone seems to be better than me. Is there a right way or is there just different ways? I had so many questions. And I always looked at all the other teachers around, ones at conferences presenting and at workshops and the people running masterclasses. And I always felt they knew what they were doing and had such confidence. And why couldn't I? Sure, I was a new teacher, but where's my guide to, yes, this is the right path to follow. Have you ever struggled like me and felt that sense of both imposter syndrome, but also just floundering? If you're keen to get a qualification but can't afford $30,000 to go to university and you're probably too busy with children and family and life to set aside 3 years of study anyway, if you're looking for a certification that will give you and your students and parents more confidence in your teaching and your studio, then look no further than TopMusic Certification because I'm exactly the person that I created this for. You can stop the floundering and the wondering, what's the right way and how do I do this? This is what this certification is all about. So why get certified? What are the key benefits? Well, let's talk through some of them. Firstly, we're going to help you unlock your teaching potential. You're going to enhance your pedagogy practice, whether you're starting out or have been teaching for years. But we're also going to help you unlock your business potential. Few of us ever get taught or mentored in the business side of our studio, so it's no wonder we feel like imposters and fish out of water. Or worse, we experience minimal profit and falling enrollments, and we can't actually make it work through no fault of our own. We're also going to help you gain confidence, know that what you're doing is right, understand pedagogy at a much deeper level, have confidence in the resources you use, the music you teach, and especially the way you teach technique. You're going to be learning from experts. Our certification course was designed by leading expert teachers and instructional designers from around the world and is constantly tweaked to ensure it's 100% relevant and up to date, unlike a lot of certifying bodies. Increase your confidence and credibility. Another reason to get certified is that it's going to boost your professional stature and reputation. With your hard copy gold embossed certificate, website badges, and proudly using the postnominals TMC, people will look at you differently. Exposure. When you become certified, you're added to our exclusive TopMusic Teacher directory, giving you instant exposure to parents and adult students looking for creatively certified teachers. So to summarize, TopMusic Certification is all about earning recognition for the skills you already have, developing and improving those that you need to work on, and refining your systems and processes to secure your studio's success and sustainability well into the future. Sound good? So why would you choose TopMusic Certification over other options? Well, one of the biggest problems we've found with other certifications from associations and some of the exam boards and other organizations, and the reason why TopMusic Certification is so different and why we build it in the first place, is that with other organizations, not only do you have to pay an upfront fee to be involved, which can sometimes be, upwards of $500 to even $1,000, you also have to find and pay for a mentor to help you prepare and teach you how to pass. And this can literally cost thousands, hourly sessions with a mentor over the course of weeks. You've got to fund your own resources, books and training. You may waste a lot of time trolling the internet to find exactly what you need to answer the programs and the requirements of the certification. You may have trouble finding examples and models of what good assessments actually look like unless you have an experienced mentor who can share these and has done it many times before. One of the other challenges is that you often have to use the books or resources stipulated by the assessment board, which may not be of relevance to you or may not sync with how you actually want to go about teaching. And one of the other challenges is that you'll get stuck writing essays on topics that are sometimes irrelevant to you. It reminds me of what you used to have to do at school sometimes, wondering why on earth I have to study this or that and just wasting a whole lot of time in the process. And finally, few, if any, other certifications cover topics around the business, administration and marketing side of your studio, which is just as crucial for running a successful studio as being a great teacher. In fact, TopMusic Certification is so completely different, it really can't compare, but I'm doing my best. It provides you with a holistic, student-first approach to music teaching, as well as providing you with the business acumen and studio growth formulas to build a wildly successful studio. What sets TopMusic Certification apart is that we don't just offer the assessment, we also provide the training and resources and a roadmap to follow so that you're not left floundering for what to do, what training to watch, etc. We actually help you proceed and we provide the resources that you need to do it. We'll be able to take you step by step through each section of the certification, and you'll have multiple opportunities to ask questions in both group and one-on-one mentoring sessions, many of which I mentioned in last week's episode all about the Studio Plus program. So you'll not only receive the credibility you deserve, but also gain a full studio success plan ready to rock. So what does getting TopMusic Certified mean? The certification is based around our PRESTO Framework, which focuses on the 6 most important aspects of teaching and running a studio: pedagogy, repertoire, educational journey, studio setup, technique, and outreach. As a certified TopMusic teacher, you'll be trained and then assessed on 10 key learning objectives. Now, I'll go through these quickly, but don't worry if, as I read a statement, you think, oh my goodness, I'm so far off that, because that's what the training resources that we provide for you are all about. It's not just saying, hey, here are the 10 objectives, good luck in submitting your response to them. It's here are the 10 learning objectives, here are the resources you need to be an absolute killer at getting these done. Here are the resources that you need to do really well in each of these, and here's what you need to do to submit. So, number 1, teach creatively and encourage student creativity from the first lesson. Learning objective 2 is about teaching musical concepts from a holistic, integrated approach, taking into account contemporary approaches to reading, rote learning, listening, and learning through play. Learning objective 3 is about creating a student-centered atmosphere that is friendly, safe, and inclusive for all students. Number 4, examine standard repertoire and identify pedagogical themes in that repertoire. Learning objective 5 is about identifying and applying the most appropriate technique approach for each student. Comes back to what I was saying about that floundering that I had at the start with regard particularly to technique. Learning objective 6 is about identifying the pros and cons of multiple method books, choosing the best fit for each student. Learning objective 7 is about assessing students and designing a curriculum or a plan of teaching to achieve students' goals while measuring and tracking student progress. This is huge. This is one that we're never taught, and another area that many teachers struggle with, which is working out what to do after the method book ends. How do I keep students progressing? How do I make sure that I find those Goldilocks approaches and levels of technique and challenge so that It's not too hard, it's not too easy, and we keep making progress. That's learning objective number 7. Learning objective number 8 is about strategically choosing the studio structure, lesson format, and learning activities and events that best meet the goals of your studio and your business. Learning objective 9 is about establishing efficient financial systems and policies for your teaching studio and business. And finally, learning objective 10 is about setting up a marketing system that brings new leads into your studio on autopilot. So as I said, if you listen to those and go, oh my goodness, these are I need to do these things, but how on earth am I going to do them? Don't worry, we've got you. That's what Studio Plus and the TopMusic Certification is all about. We'll provide you the guidance and the support and the training that you need to be able to blitz all of these in your assessment, which I'll talk about in just a sec. All right, so who's it for? This program is perfect for private music instructors who want to feel more confident as a teacher, to increase their credibility as a professional, and fill their studio waitlists with quality students, all while establishing efficient systems and implementing a marketing strategy that brings new eager students in on autopilot. If you're looking to solidify a strong reputation for your studio and banish imposter syndrome once and for all, our certification program is the perfect way to achieve your goals. Regardless of your studio size or the instrument you teach, our program can help you reach the next level as a professional music teacher. This particular opportunity also will really suit teachers who like doing things on their own and at their own pace, but still with support when they need it. This isn't a group-based classroom or cohort-style program. If you are interested in becoming TopMusic Certified within a cohort-based program, then make sure you apply for our next 12-week studio transformation program. We open our doors to that program twice a year. You can find out more and jump on the waitlist at topmusic.co/12WST. And this way of approaching TopMusic Certification will also really help teachers who need a very flexible schedule and who would find it hard to commit to regular live cohorts at set times. All right, so what's the commitment? Our flexible certification program accommodates your busy schedule. You have the freedom to choose when and how you complete your self-study and portfolio as a Studio Plus member. Inside Studio Plus, you'll be able to join group mentoring sessions and book one-on-one check-ins at regular intervals. And regardless of the time that you invest, you will save countless hours by avoiding trial and error in seeking solutions to some of those challenges that you're likely facing in your studio. How long the process takes and how much time to commit weekly really depends on your availability and how quickly you'd like to become certified. With our program now self-paced inside Studio Plus, everything is 100% in your hands. All right, so if you're interested, you're probably wondering, how do I become certified? What do I need to do next? All right. So you need to join our Studio Plus tier. Now, if you're already a Lite or Studio member, you can upgrade really easily just by going to your account and then subscriptions. If you would like to join as a new member, we would love to welcome you into our Studio Plus program, and you can do that at topmusicpro.com. Once you're inside Studio Plus, you'll be able to head to the member benefits page where links to all your shiny new Studio Plus benefits are listed. And there you'll also find a link to a short application form for TopMusic Certification. Completing the form alerts our team to you starting the program and allows us to track your progress and provide you with more support. There are no prerequisites for starting TopMusic Certification except that you've got at least one student, preferably a couple, and have actually started actively teaching. Once all that's done, you'll get access to the TopMusic Certification playbook, portfolio documentation, and the roadmap course where you'll be able to access your self-paced training. So speaking of portfolios, what's the assessment? Well, instead of a bland right or wrong test, you'll showcase your skills and self-reflection in a multimodal assessment portfolio, enabling you to apply what you've learnt to your unique studio situation. We pride ourselves on making professional learning relevant and inspiring for every teacher. So no essays or multi-choice questions here. Instead, you'll be exploring case studies relevant to your teaching, submitting teaching video excerpts, repertoire analyses, and you'll have a large amount of choice for the business unit so that you're only focusing on outcomes that you need, whether that's an update to your policies, a new website, a marketing plan, or a social media reset. You get to choose, and we'll assess you on that. Look, I won't go into too much detail here, but as this is a truly modern and innovative certification that's only been designed in the last few years, your assessment will be personalised, practical, relevant, and fun, I guarantee it. You'll get full details of the portfolio and assessment requirements when you apply for the program, but I will just mention that the portfolio is broken into 4 main units, each with a set of requirements which you're able to submit whenever you're ready. Units 1 to 3 need to be done in order, and Unit 4 may be attempted at any time. Once submitted, our highly experienced certification team will assess your portfolio units and issue a pass or a fail. When you pass all of the units, you become TopMusic Certified. If you don't pass for the first time, you'll need to book a paid one-on-one session with one of our mentors to ensure you're on track for your resubmission. You cannot resubmit until this has happened because we don't want you to waste any time, and we want to make sure you're the best teacher you can be. So we want to be there and guide you and show you exactly what you need to do to improve. You'll have 1 year from starting the process to become TopMusic Certified. Most teachers do it in 4 to 5 months, but as I said before, this is totally flexible and really depends on how much time you're able to commit, but also how engaged you are with TopMusic too. If you've been a member for a long time and you've followed all of our approaches and you've tried lots of the things that we've been talking about here over the last 14, 15 years, you'll be a step ahead of teachers who perhaps are less familiar with the TopMusic pillars and approach to teaching more creatively and with more integration. So again, really depends, but it's so flexible. This is the important thing. And don't forget, at any stage during this process of learning or submission or portfolio preparation, you can get help either in our group forums or private chat or via one-on-one check-ins each month or through the twice monthly group coaching sessions. Just check back to last week's episode if you want to find out more about those opportunities for you. And finally, just on renewal, your certification lasts 2 years. Now, as long as you remain a member of TopMusicPro during that time, there will be no cost to renew your certification, as we can see and track what you're doing inside the membership and can attest that you're staying current and keeping up with regular professional development. However, if you do cancel your membership during that period, you will need to submit a renewal application form demonstrating your continued professional learning and submit the renewal fee. So wrapping things up, it's been so heartwarming to see the progress of our first cohorts of eager TopMusic certified teachers over the last 2 years. They're teachers who are making huge strides in their studio, having confidence in their business and just killing it. It's also great to see teachers who know the value of investing in themselves, because that's exactly what we're talking about here. If you've ever thought about a qualification for your teaching, TopMusic Certification is the one to do, and now you can do it anytime at your own pace, but keeping in mind the support and resources we'll be able to give you along the way. How cool is that?
TopMusic Pro enables you to be a pro in your own studio because you don't have to reinvent the wheel and you don't have to make up all the answers yourself. You have support.
I think of Top Music as the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. This site is the whole pot of gold, and there's gold pieces in there that I didn't even know existed.
I am actually teaching a full studio. They're coming online from miles away. So I am certainly thriving.
So what Tim has done is build a global community of piano teachers who are interested, who are engaged. And when you become part of this community, you feel empowered.
My life is different now because I'm not just in an isolated little studio. I have learnt that there are other people out there going through very similar learning curves and sharing these ideas.
I've really gained a lot of skill sets where my teaching is far more creative, far more innovative. I have resources so that I can add to it things that I didn't know.
My life and my business are different now because I have the 3 things that I really wanted: less stress, more money, and more time.
It's going to be fun. Like, I got excited about being a piano teacher. It's revolutionized everything that I do.
I think I've become a more thoughtful teacher, a more organized teacher. The quality of my teaching has deepened.
I feel like I can do this. I feel a sense of hope. I love the creativity it fosters and the openness to thinking outside the box, and it's energizing.
Joining Top Music really solidified that. Like, no, this is your career, and you can make a career out of this. That has really helped me be proud of what I do.
It's made such a tremendous impact on the way I think about teaching. It keeps your mind open when you have so many ideas.
My best win from being on TopMusicPro is just having a lot more peace of mind as a teacher and as a business owner. It just gives me that less amount of hours that I have to do with research and everything.
It's a really good place to spend a few pounds, a few bucks a month. What you get from it far outweighs what you have to pay into it.
My biggest win with TopMusicPro was increased student retention and increased income. I have a lot more confidence in how I'm teaching, and I have the resources that I need when I do have questions.
I probably went from about 35 students to maybe like 65. I ended up doing 3 classes and I had a waiting list.
If I hadn't signed up with TopMusicPro, I probably wouldn't have realized that teaching piano is a real job and you can build your whole career around it.
So if you'd like to find out more about the certification program in general, you can find out more at topmusic.co/certification. If you'd like to join Studio Plus, you can upgrade or head over to topmusicpro.com. Now, before I wrap things up, I did want to mention that if you're interested in our next intake of the 12-week studio transformation, it's going to be starting mid-January 2025. And what you'll need to do is register your interest at topmusic.co/12WST. Now, this program is our top-level live cohort-based program that is literally transforming teachers' lives around the world. I'll be hosting my popular 6 cores workshops in November for those interested, as this is your first step in applying. Participants in this program complete the TopMusic certification as part of the transformation, so it's all embedded. So if you are someone who does like the regular check-ins, weekly group meetings, then this is something to definitely consider. In fact, here's what one of our most recent participants in the 12-week studio transformation, Veronica, told us recently in one of the cohorts about the power of this program.
Invigorating. So for me, this course, I'm so glad I did it. It really, as I said to Tim on my interview, for me, it's a case of I felt like I've just been kind of coasting away. I know I can go into a lesson and teach a lesson, but I kind of almost felt a bit lost, as in I just kind of almost felt like I was swimming. And so doing this course, it's given me that new lease of energy and going in my second week back of teaching, and I'm just loving having this confidence and this energy that I have garnered over the past 11 weeks, and it was like the refresh button that I needed to kind of hit. And it's been great, and it's just been really great at kind of keeping me focused in all aspects of the Presto pillars, everything. So thank you.
Do you need to hit the refresh button and transform your teaching in studio as well? Well, make sure you do join that wait list, topmusic.co/12WST. I can't wait to see you at our workshops in November. All right, that's it for the show today. Over on the Piano Podcast, make sure you are tuning in. It's such a great show with Rachel Ehring. Preparing confident performers is the topic, and it's a solo show just with Rachel. Make sure you go and check it out. Search for the Top Music Piano Podcast wherever you listen to this show, or head over to topmusic.co/piano-podcast. Next week on the show, we've got quite a treat, I got to say. I'm going to be joined by Beck, our head of certification and our community manager, and we're going to be reacting to a vintage piano lesson of Beck as a child from 1984. And we're going to be recording this as both the video and the audio. We'll share the audio on the podcast and we'll let you know where to find the video. This is an absolute cracker. I cannot wait to share it with you. Make sure you tune in. Until then, I'm Tim Topham and you've been listening to the Topcast. Speak to you next week. How do you keep up to date with all the latest trends and research into music education? How do you connect with other teachers around the world and make sure your teaching stays fresh and relevant for students of all ages and stages, both now and into the future? I created our TopMusic Pro membership to be the one-stop shop for music teaching resources, training, support and community, and I'd love for you to come and join us inside. With over 40 comprehensive training courses, hundreds of teaching demonstrations and lesson plans, free monthly sheet music, discounts, and all the business and pedagogy support you could ever need, TopMusic Pro is the community you've been looking for. If you're ready to level up your learning from the podcast and join thousands of other teachers in our global network, head over to topmusicpro.com today. If you enjoy this show and want to hear more of our work, be sure to subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening today. For links and resources mentioned in this episode, visit us at topmusic.co/podcast or check out the show notes. I'm Tim Topham. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your week ahead, and I'll catch you next time.